Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope we had a nice morning this morning. I just had few meetings, and I don't have to be in another meeting till 3:30. Okay, so I'm trying to vote today, but my wife said we'll go late afternoon, so I can spend some time with my friends here. I was going to share this kind of a formula to be peaceful. You know, I was listening to this morning. I was very charmed by that. And then that's so true. Suppose you are not in competition, you are not acquiring a lot of things, and you are content with, excuse me, with the less rather than more. That's kind of rare these days, right? Everybody wants to make more money, more things, more stuff, all that, So suppose you say, I want to live as simple as possible. Nowadays, that is all the minimalism, right? That is there, and we want to live with the fewest things, not only as a uh, saving money, but more than money, saving the earth, helping the earth, and also really not getting occupied, bogged down by with this simple, silly stuff sometimes, but rather than spend them rather nice, right? So that's there. So if you have less, if you have contentment, that's pretty good. As a matter of fact, in yoga, they have yama niyamas. That means how you behave with the society are the five behaviors of telling the truth, being non-violent, and not stealing other people's stuff, and being celibate, and being prudent with the sexual energy, and also not to accumulate things. There, this less is okay, this comes, and also the niyamas are the principles by which you maintain yourself. uh, that comes at saucha santosha. Saucha means cleanliness, purity in both in and out. And santosha, then the second part is contentment with what you have and what you don't want to bother yourself with lots of things. That was a virtue for a long time, but now uh, all the commercialism, consumerism has turned this upside down. More things, more buy, right? Buy, baby, buy. Like that. So that's that's where this less is okay than other people. As well in Americas, I heard it so many times. Don't keep up with the Johns next door, right? So that's where you will have peace of mind the moment you have the some messages come. Oh, cannot hear. Okay, all right. So well, let me see. Maybe I'll take this off. Then you can. Can you hear now? Probably you can because I put this device on. Hopefully that will can be better for you. But can you hear me now, Mabel? Give me a signal if you can hear. Okay. Mabel is coming up, so I should know. Okay. Hi, Mabel. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I just like I don't know. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I can't hear
No,
you
no.
speak.
Earlier I was using a microphone. Obviously, that's not working. I thought I'll be. Yeah, very well. That's a good one. Usually works very well. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it needs charge or something. Anyway, let me start this all over again then. Okay. This is the formula I was telling about how you can be more peaceful with this formula. One of the first part is I don't want to keep up with the giants, and yoga also tells me to be content within yourself, and modern also they want minimalism to save the earth. In any way you look at it, you will have more peace of mind if you don't want all the things whatever you say, right? It looks like common sense, but then a lot of people keep up with, oh, they have a better car than us, we should go and have a good car. Oh, they have a better house, so we should strive for a better house. This thing goes on, right? And that's not a good formula for having a peace of mind, you know.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I mean, we all know it, but how much we live it, that's the question, you know. Yeah.
So less is okay.
That's it.
Less is okay. Other will okay, and God will okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay not to be okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of people lose their peace of mind by getting into these things. They want to in a race with other people, so that they accumulate a lot, and they say, "Oh, we have more than other people." They value the things rather than the people, right? So
Yes,
that's what
that's
it
right.
is. Yeah. And then last is okay too, because everybody wants to be first rather than second, third is not good. We have to be the first in class, first in job promotion, first in running companies. All those things go on, and then actually they complain about it. They feel inadequate because they are down the line, not in the first or second. You know.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, this is a good yeah, this is a good point because if you have this kind of attitude
Yeah.
in yourself, if
Hmm.
you apply it to yourself, you will be like, it's just like you go on the flow.
Yeah.
It's like if the wave, if the ocean is um quiet, you just go on the flow. When it's a little bit rough, you just go on the flow.
Yeah.
This one is remind me my day Saturday and Sunday. I was
Uh,
quiet Saturday and Sunday because I work. So the thing is, I call that area my hot seat because
uh-huh.
that area I work in a different area in the pharmacy, but there's
Okay.
a specific area that I call it hot seat because nobody wants to work in that area because the thing is it will drain you if you don't
Uh,
know how to manage.
uh,
If you don't know how to manage your energy, you
uh.
will be exhausted.
Oh, yeah, sure.
For
Yeah.
me,
Mm.
yeah, for me, I do love I do love to accept anything because it's for me it's like it will win like win-win. I
Yeah.
gain my strength, I gain my weakness. So it's just for me, I'm fine. But the thing is, that area is I call it a hot sit.
Yeah.
So Saturday I work in the other area that it's so busy, and
Yeah.
then you kind of it's just like um they're draining your energy, but you have to learn how to
Very much.
control your energy, otherwise you get drained.
Yeah,
So
that's the third one, Mabel, what I'm talking about here. Some manager, somebody, his will is that you go and work there. And
hmm,
you said that's okay. His will is okay. I'm going to go and do it.
yeah, and then the other one is Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday I was in the other area. It's another hot seat, but you know what? It's okay. So
It's okay.
it's
Yeah.
just like a wave. It's
Yeah.
calm, and then all of a sudden they drop another prescription. Like, oh my god!
Yeah. See, you are not against other people, or whoever wanted you to work there. You said, okay, I will go and work, and that's it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the thing is, somebody called up, so they don't have enough people, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm already like I already have, and I do always have a plan in case of emergency. Like,
Yeah.
okay, and like, okay, if there is a person that we don't have enough people in there,
Yeah.
and then I can do in between. I can do in between, but we will do whatever priority
Yeah.
right now. So we will do it. We will work it. Don't stress out because they cannot find people to cover because it's Sunday. Nobody wants to work Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just beautiful. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
my friend, she is an Indian, and then she gets sick for like almost 2 or 3 months, and you
Mm.
know what happened to her is just like I remember last talking to her that she have like adverse reaction with the what do you call it with the vaccine,
Ah, vaccine.
and
Okay.
then
Mm.
yes, the COVID vaccine.
Mm.
So she's telling me about this and that, and then she's showing me the bruises and everything. And then
Mm.
all of a sudden, one day, she's not coming. I said,
Yeah.
where is she? And then she got, you know what happened to her? She got a high fever.
Mm. You know,
Like,
this virus is so weird, Mabel. There was different kinds of things we saw. Some people had this microthrombi, small clots in the blood, and they went to different organs, like a stroke to the brain, heart attack to the irregular heart rate in the heart, kidney damage, and so much of bruises, headaches, all those things we saw weird and weird because this is a novel virus. We didn't
yes,
know, yeah, we didn't have any experience with it before, right? So we don't know how it is going to behave. And right now, COVID, long COVID, that's more than 3 months later, you have symptoms and you have this weird set of symptoms in different people. That's a very puzzling thing. And this long COVID is set to go on epidemic levels.
it is scary because you know what happened, doctor, to
Yeah.
her is just she said like, okay, the moment that the doctor cannot figure it out what's going on,
Mm.
going on to her, it's just like everything she checked,
Yeah.
and then it's like out of all the result is just like out of out of the they cannot figure it out what's going on to her. And then she said like, you know what, when I was in the hospital, all I can do is just praying.
Yeah.
I pray. That's the thing that she said like, oh my, like I, you know. And then the thing that I was so happy that when she said like, you know what, my mom, Asian, like Asian, we believe in holistic and
Yeah.
powerful in a different way.
Mm.
So she said like, when my mom saw me in the video come, and then they come, and then the first thing she did, like, even while they're waiting for the doctor, what's going on to her result, because nobody can, the doctor cannot figure it out what's going on to her. So what happened to her, what happened to the mom is she do the, she do holistic thing, and that's the way that she start getting up, because she cannot get up. She cannot walk. She cannot walk. She just like she need what they call it, a stretcher to stand up, because she's shaking.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
very weak.
Mm.
She's very weak.
Yeah,
And
very, very weird symptoms we saw. Multiple, still is not figured out. But you know what?
no,
What I do is a very commonsensical, holistic thing is I tell them work on your own resistance, your resilience, your strength, and your immunity, right from the body to the mind to the heart and all that. You see, if you be positive, if you are helping somebody, and if you are doing positive exercise and no negative thinking, your natural resistance will improve. You know,
that's
everybody,
that's
yeah, yeah, everybody knows of this, but they don't do that. They stress themselves. Like for example, you say, "I have to have more," then you are stressing yourself. And I have
yeah,
to be the first, you will be stressing. And if you say, my will has to be over everybody else because I'm so superior, then you have a lot of stress too. Ego, that's what is going on, right? I see lot of doctors, lot of corporate chairmen and all that, they want to rule by ego, you know. So when you do that, then it is not it. That mother, she knows comfort, she
yes.
knows wisdom, and that's why she was able to give her the strength for the
And
girl, you know.
Dr. Ra, that's the same of your culture. I mean, I told her like, we born in generation that we believe in
Yeah.
holistic, we believe in power of prayer and
Yeah.
natural thing, and that's the way that she said like very very positive, that she said like, you know what,
Yeah.
the thing I start standing up by myself,
Mm.
starting recovering. My mom helped me to massage my head all the way to my foot, and
Yeah.
then you give me real food. She makes sure that I
Yeah.
have.
You know, my that massage, the massage induces what are called very, very good T cells that are good for you. You know?
Yes. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm so happy that you come. And she's just like, she's still recovering, but I'm so happy that she come back. And then she worked,
Yeah.
at her own strength. And then that I'm listening to her that she's telling me about her mom. And then it's like, oh my God, that's so. so
Yeah.
it's so powerful that you whatever you believe, and then
Yeah.
even if
No, it's not just a belief. This is massage has this massaging the skin, which is our largest organ. It does induce immunocytes. They are immune cells that are pretty good for you, you know. So that's why we
yes,
call that therapeutic touch, the massaging.
yes, what?
Yeah, yeah, therapeutic touch. It's not that it's going to work for everybody. It's not that it's going to be a miracle, but it will help you to build up your resistance, you know?
Yeah, can you imagine that you cannot stand?
Yeah.
She said like I was praying, and then I just praying. All I do is just
Yeah.
pray,
Her
pray.
nervous system frayed, you know, that's what happened to her. That's why it is like that, you know. So what you do is you kind of at the time you could say this: whatever God's will, I'm going to do. Surrender. Then your
Yes,
own ego won't come in and say, I'm going to do this. And then when something small thing comes, the ego gets hurt. And then it does not to try anymore. But when you say, whatever is happening, it's God's will, then the surrender
yes,
has a lot of benefit in that.
that's true. That's true. Because she said when you touch me, I feel like I shout because it's very painful all my body.
Yeah, 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 it is.
I don't
But
know.
that's called
It's so weird.
paresthesia. That's called paresthesia when nerves are affected and critical
Wow.
areas where the blood supply is affected, you will have those.
Yeah, I was thinking when if I see her again with if she go to work, probably I
Yeah,
will talk to her, and then probably I will talk about it, and
yeah,
because like you believe in different things. You believe in modern, you believe in holistic, you believe in ancient. So that's why you understand what's going on for
yeah.
this
I don't
person.
believe. Actually, I test them out. I don't believe blindly. You know, I test them out, and then they have to be really truthful and also not really claiming a lot of things. But what I know is our natural resistance is depleted by modern living.
Hmm.
We kind of
Yes,
stress ourselves, we kind of don't eat properly, we kind of take a lot of sitting down, and also we kind of think a lot. All these things are don't have to be done. You can be moving your body and then you can think less, and then you can take care of your food properly, organically grown food, and also exercise, sleep better, that's all.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. That makes sense. Like
yeah,
what I said, I remember it's always in my already the one that you told me. Like the more I keep using it, the more I'm just like, okay, I learned how to be like,
yeah,
okay, whatever it takes, it's okay. And
yeah,
then maybe why are you still like that? I'm fine.
yeah.
See, I'm happy. I'm still. I said, I always said like, don't forget to breathe
Yeah,
because I cannot hear you right. I'm breathing right now.
exactly. You know what it is deep breathing by habit. Most people don't do. They may do a little bit time in the morning, and then maybe that's also a big deal if you can do that. But what I am educating is make a good practice in the morning when you have a lot of time. But throughout the day, take few minutes break and then deep breathe, and that will be very good for. It's cheap, it's easy to do, and then your nerves will settle down, your tissue will thank you because you are getting a lot of oxygen into our system. Overall, it is better for your metabolism.
Yeah, that makes sense because
Yeah,
sometimes even if if
yeah,
especially if we are busy,
yeah.
I can feel that you know I can feel that I know I'm breathing, but I'm not breathing right.
Let me put something from the left. This one probably kind of rattles so many people. Are you busy? Are you productive? If you are really productive, you don't have to be busy.
Yes,
You are engaged with it, and then you have better product at the end of it.
yes,
And then you may cut down
Yes.
the time because you are being so attentive. You may cut down the time of doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah, that makes sense because sometimes this is what happens. Sometimes if you see a lot of things in your front,
Yeah,
and then your mind start thinking,
yeah.
you know,
that's
thinking.
the problem with this multitasking thing. I tell people
Yes,
don't do that. Then they say, "Oh, why you don't want us to be productive?" I said, "No, no, do the way I tell you. Then tell me you're productive or not." So I introduced this to many people who are social media experts, and they were doing so many things because they're coming at them, right? They're dealing with iPad, they're with iPhone, they're dealing with a computer, and everything like that, right? Then I told them, don't do that, one thing at a time, even if it is 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Just keep your mind focused on one thing. And you know what they told me? We feel better at the end of the day, and we accomplish so much more.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true because if you are doing fast, 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 guess
yeah,
what? There's 100% you made a mistake and then you will do it again.
yeah.
I don't like that.
Do
It's
you
just like
know
for me.
Bruce
Yeah,
Lee? Bruce Lee, Mabel?
I love Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I love him. See, his secret is he was very focused on one task at a time. You
Yes,
know?
I love.
Yeah, he was, and then he was like kind of emptied his mind too. See, when he was injured back, yeah,
Yes.
he has injury back, right? They told him, you are not going to walk again.
Yeah, you know what, Dr. Rao, I just finished his story
Yeah,
couple months ago.
yeah,
Me and my husband are watching his story. I was like, oh my God, bro. I just love what
yeah,
his he's saying how he managed,
yeah,
how he balanced things.
yeah. See, a lot of people know his prowess with the, the martial arts. That's fine. But
Yes,
then, actually, first time when I saw the movie, I was only attracted to his fighting style, right? But then, I kind of read his biography. Somebody was telling me in a documentary or something, and then he and me have one thing in common. We both are kind of read J. Krishnamurti, Jiddu Krishnamurti. Okay, he's a major teacher and major educator, and he kind of goes pretty deep into things. When Bruce Lee was hurt with his back, when he was in a wheelchair for 6 months in the
yes, that's
house,
right.
yeah,
That's
he
right.
he kind of used Krishnamurti teaching to liberate his mind from the negativity.
Yes,
And that's why he didn't care about these doctors telling him that you cannot walk. And then he did his own way of training and got back then some. And then he made the movies and all.
that's true because I remember that episode that the husband is very worried about
Yeah,
he cannot walk and da.
yeah,
And then he's in the house and
yeah,
then all of it, it's yeah, I watched that episode. I was like, oh my God. And
yeah,
then he makes his drink.
yes.
I think he used it in the, what do you call it? It's not a blender.
Blended,
I think
yeah,
he used it in the, yeah, I think he used it in the, I
yeah.
forgot.
He kind of used the Chinese ancient herbs, okay, more like, so you see, he knows about the body much more, and he's also a philosopher. Bruce
Yes,
Lee was.
yes.
Yeah, he was a student. As a student, he read philosophy. At that time, he was introduced to Jittu Krishnamurti, and then that's why he brought him, and he really liberated his mind by understanding what Krishna is talking about, ending of thought.
Yes, yes, that's
Doesn't
right.
mean you become dumb. Only thing is you kind of go beyond the grasp of thought on you. You can
Yes,
use it, thought, but then you are not dictated by it.
yes, it's you, it's you.
Yeah. Uh,
Because
but suppose he listened to it like he's saying, I cannot walk because doctors told me, he wouldn't have recovered at all.
yeah, yeah,
And most of these doctors don't know what is this liberation from the thought because they are burned out by the excessive thinking.
yes, yes,
You
that's
see,
right.
my formula is the same thing, be in awareness all the time and use thought consciously. then you can be intentional about it, you know. And that's a formula to really liberate our false beliefs, you know, everything that we call limited beliefs. uh, that limiting beliefs is something that like this: I should have more, I should be number one, and other people's bill should not be there. They should listen to me and follow me, and never think about God, or never say I'm surrendered to the God. You know, I'll tell you one thing, Mehul. I think you like this. See, there is a hill station in India. It's called Tirupati in the south, and they have this Lord Venkatesha there. Everybody goes there because they think they have a lot of power there. Whatever I want, if I go there, I'll get it. Something like that. But then,
Is it like a retreat?
yeah, it's Tirupati. Tirupati is like on the 7 hills. I climbed all the 7 hills when I was young. But you know what it is? He has these 2 feet that are made up of gold. The statue has that gold feet, right? And then when you go there, you got to give you something to him. What it is one is me, other one is mine.
Oh,
That is total surrender. My ego, my personality, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to get rid of it here. And my relationships, my whatever the things that we have, all the houses, properties, everything, all that, I'm giving it to you. And then you're completely free of all the worldly things and you're peaceful. That's the philosophy I'm telling you. I'm not saying everybody should be like that, but that's,
yeah,
yeah, that's the philosophy. Give up what is me and what is mine, give it up to the God.
yeah. Yeah, it's a practice that
Yeah,
we have to be to put it in ourselves. That
yeah,
it's not
yeah,
easy. It's
yeah,
not easy. It's not one day.
yeah,
It's a process. It's like if you it's like a prayer. You
yeah,
just pray if you need
yeah.
something. You
It
pray
may
and
not, it may not even happen in our whole lifetime. That's okay. But I'm just telling you the philosophy that what is there. That's all. Yeah,
that's true. That's true, Doctor. Right. So it's so beautiful
yeah,
that if you have that kind of thinking and then
yeah,
if you apply it for yourself, it's just like your life is easy
yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah,
No matter
other philosophy of this philosophy is very important for people who are doing yoga, meditation in America. Many of them cannot go beyond certain point, mainly because they don't have this called vairagya. Vairagya means developing detachment to worldly things. Okay,
okay.
and most of the people don't because they think only living here, experiencing these things are very, but they don't realize how much heavenly things are there within us, inside
Yeah.
us. But to
Yes.
realize that, you got to let go the worldly things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can meditate to the death, but then you just have calm mind, but you will not realize the deep inner real bliss and peace and happiness. See, that's where the ancients explored that subjective science. Like Mavel has the first hand experience, right? If you are kind,
Yes.
if you are compassionate, if you are loving,
Uh-huh.
if you are
Uh-huh.
peaceful, these are all your subjective sensations, right? I may say
Yeah.
something, but you actually experience them.
Yes, that's right.
So I cannot say, Mavel, show me. You will say, I feel kind, I feel compassionate, I feel loving. And that's it. You yourself experience that within you.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that is the subjective science ancient explored quite a bit, either in India or China or Egypt or Japan or South America or so many countries like that. Australia, even the red Indians here, the native Indians in America, they explored that.
Yeah, that's true. Because you know what, Doctor Rao, for
Yeah.
me personally, I'm a person that if I give something,
Mm.
I just like for example, if I give something and then I forget it
Yeah.
because it's already out,
Yeah.
and then it's just like so unexpected that when they come back to me, it's a good karma. Like, oh my god,
That's good. That's good because good, good, bad, bad. Karma is that good, good,
it is.
bad, bad. Yeah.
I was always surprised
Mm.
if I do something like it's for me, it's pure.
Yeah.
popularity, because of the camera or whatever.
Yeah.
I will do it secretly.
Yeah.
And then I was very surprised that when I come back, when it come back to me, like, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's just like powerful. It
Yeah.
is powerful. That it's like, for me, it's like medicine. It's like a
Yeah.
vitamin. I want to take it and go skip
Yeah.
back again, and then they will come back again, and then they go. It's
You
like
you
it's
know,
like
Mabel, when you were saying that you don't remember, I remember something, a story where why people cling to things and what happens. These four drunks are there. They are kind of drink every day, and then they have to go on a boat to other shore to the bar, right? They go there and they drink a lot, and then they come back and stay in the boat, and they have to row. It's not a mechanized boat, so they row all night, and then night goes into daytime, and they find they are still anchored on the shore. They have never been on the lake. So they realize, oh, we are rowing, but we never lifted the anchor, and then that's why they could not go anywhere. So like that, people hold on to things, cling on to things, and then they feel like, I'm not having any peace. How can you have peace if you don't let these things go?
exactly. It's inside of you. It's
Yeah,
inside of you. It's
yeah,
a it's part of your life. Like I remember when
yeah,
I start releasing negative energy in myself, the
yeah,
first thing I do is I forgive myself, and then forgive who, to give, to
yeah,
forgive, and that's it. I'm
yeah,
free.
yeah.
I start free, and then it's like I'm a bird that, I'm
Exactly.
starting flying
Yeah.
very, 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 very light, and then I can start
You know,
flying when
that very lightness is important, Mabel. You pointed a very important way. See, enlightenment only means seeing the light and getting rid of our ignorance. That's the one thing, that's a major thing. But
yes,
also
it is.
lightening our mind, making it light. What you're talking about, making our weight of the mind go down.
Mhm.
Then you let it go. Let it go, like you are
Yes.
saying. That's it. Then you become light in your mind.
Yes, yes, yes. That's right. I believe in that because
Yeah.
even some people they can do that, but if you keep practicing, practicing over and over again, it will just like go. It's like you don't you don't think like you cannot do it, but all of a sudden you.
I will show you a way where you don't have to practice, but you can be all the time like that. This is the way you do it. What your mind, what your body, they are your tools, your true energy, your true soul, and all that is really you.
Uh-huh.
Go there and stay there and just observe your thoughts. They will come and go. Then you don't have to practice. You are yourself, and then all the thoughts, everything coming is not yours. They are thoughts. They may be coming to you, but you are not them.
Mhm.
Then what happens is you consciously use the thought for things that you want to do and let it go.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Hi people. I think they have a lot of 37 listener. Please join Dr. Rao. Just talk to, share your thoughts and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's okay. How many giant, I really don't mind. If they come, that's fine. But otherwise, I'm just sharing. That's enough for me.
Of course, I just love it.
Yeah.
I'm just lucky that I share this story with my
Yeah.
coworkers,
Friend.
and then
Yeah.
I'm happy, and then I'm
That's it.
happy.
Yeah. So wonderful, Mabel. That I think that ladies' trouble is real, and we are really having a puzzled time about this long COVID. I was very interested in that, and that's why I went to this clubhouse room they used to conduct. I don't think they're doing that anymore, but they used to invite me. I used to go there and listen lot of people's stories, like a cardiologist having irregular rhythms, a person having a stroke, kidney failure. Never you can predict who is going to do what. But there is something that we forget as modern people. we got the in our body we got this healing effect, which is natural, which can be fortified by vital nutrition, and also the optimal exercise, and also really resting and sleeping appropriately so that the body can restore itself, and also keeping the mind in its place, like and don't be carried away. But whatever thoughts come, and they say, "Oh, I'm going to think about this and do." That's what these modern people do. But you got to be intentional about your thinking also. Consciously think. So my formula is be in awareness and consciously think. Bring the consciousness to the front. Bring the awareness to the front. Okay. Anyway, we were talking about how is the peace in a uh, here and now in this life. You say somebody has achieved a lot, then I was not able to. That's okay. I put my effort, and beyond that, all the results I don't have to worry that much. My only job is just to. That is the karma yoga. That is what Krishna teaches Arjuna to fight, but fight not with the intention of winning or losing the war, but just my duty is to fight. That's it. And then if you have that, then you will put all your might into the but then you are not going to really lament if you lose, but you will say that's okay, somebody has more, I have less, that's okay. He finished first, I finished third, that's okay. I was rewarded for this, next time I can improve, I can go there. And then always don't want to be number one. Okay, I can finish last, that's all right, but I important thing is I participated. And also if somebody has something to say, their opinion and all that, okay, let them be, let them have their opinion, but you don't have to pick fight and make them convince anything like that. Okay. And then lastly, whatever happens is God's will. That's my style. I do work, I do everything, but if the results come either good or bad, I say it's God's will, because I'm used as the medium to do my stuff. Whatever I do, that's for the benefit of everybody. That is the dharma I told you about, right? And then I also say I'm going to do integrated yoga. What I think, what I speak, what I do should have the synchronization, that kind of thing. So this formula is for the how to be peaceful. That's where it has come from, and I hope it makes sense for you guys, and I'm sure it does. Everybody knows in their inner being, but when you live the life, are they really being implemented? That's where we need to look at ourselves without any condemnation or praise or anything. Do it with dispassion, and then you can notice yourself why you are not having peace, what is happening. Maybe the culture has influenced you that you should have a lot of things. Maybe the school and competitions, everybody is saying that you should be number one in everything. And maybe the culture told you that you have power, then you can impose that on other people. That's why their will is not my will, has to be implemented. And you never give up to the God. In the true surrender is where you have surrendered completely and accept whatever the result that comes as his offering. There's a beautiful thing in Indian custom, which I like very much. They say whatever the God gives you, the good or bad, is an offering because he has given you for some reason. Okay. Then you will be able to take it sportily, and a sporty spirit, and also a spirit of maybe he has a hidden lesson there. For example, when I was sick, that's what it is. It's God's will. You know, I was a vegetarian, non-smoker. Really had no problems really. And why should I have it? I had it, but then that is given more like a testing me. So that's one belief that Indian spirituality has is God tests you very deeply, gives you occasions to raise up and gain strength and go forward. I think when I had that illness, when I came out of it and all that, what it gave me perspective over what I was talking about, the preventive everything for years with my patients, I was doing them, but I was more inclined, more of how to get out of any trouble and all that. So I'm maybe I'm given that an opportunity to contribute the health system as a whole to be wellness oriented. So I have evolved this proactive wellness where you can be proactive about your wellness. You can be proactive about vital nutrition, doing exercise, functional fitness, and you can be sleeping better, learn about how to achieve that quality of sleep, and how you can be really calm in your mind, understand the mechanics of the mind, and be away from that. Don't be led away by that. People are led away by the opinions or somebody else's talk or somebody else's saying and all that. But if you have awareness to the front and all the thinking to the back, the matrix of thinking to the back, then you will be very peaceful within yourself, no matter what the conditions are out. So that's why less is okay, last is okay, and others' will is okay, and God's will is definitely okay. I like this so much. That's why I thought I will present this to you guys. So I'm going to talk about mind management later, not today. Probably it will take a couple of hours really to go through the mind management. People think we can manage mind by organizing our thoughts. That's not what I'm going to talk about. Not being, positive, being inspiring. That's not what I'm going to. Going to talk about. Are you the matrix of thoughts, the mind, or are you beyond that as awareness? How to bring that awareness to the front and let thought be thought and then don't get entangled with it. That means clean it up, get it out of it. So I think that's very difficult for a lot of people, but that's okay. We can always see that. Okay. So I'm going to talk about that later. But now, if anybody else wants to come and say, think about this, you're welcome to come. I have some time. As I said, mine is still 1 hour 15 minutes. I have the meeting at 3:30. It's now 2:13 here, so I can stay here for a while. And this is about the meeting. I'm going to about artificial intelligence, and I'm going to learn about Copilot. Okay. I think it's Wandering Fool. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing all right, Harry.
I am great. How are you?
I can't complain.
Yeah. So what do you think about this peace of mind and all these four things?
As a very analytical person,
Yeah.
and a person that analyzes thought and can sometimes make spreadsheets to try to figure out what's going on mentally.
Yeah.
This is a foreign concept for me, but I'm listening.
For me, analysis is paralysis. No offense, but that's what I don't analyze things, but I kind of look at them with the intuition.
It's difficult for me not to analyze.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just telling you that my style. That's all. It's not that yours is bad or anything, but I feel that way. So, what is your analysis on this?
The analysis that I'm getting from it is the acceptance of it. Even if I don't quite understand it, it's okay.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
It's like whether it's less, whether it's less, whether it's other people, it's God's will. It doesn't necessarily matter. It's like it's going to be okay.
Okay, yeah, that's true too. I mean, I put it because these situations I see all the time. People are bothered and burned out because they are not able to accumulate as much as they want, or they're not able to finish first, or they are suppressed by their bosses, and they don't have a concept of God's will. Okay, so from a practical standpoint of view, whom I seeing, I put this together. Okay.
Yeah, that actually makes sense because I don't know what the plan is for me in my life.
Yeah. Hmm.
And a lot of times I don't even know if I'm last, first, in the middle of the crowd,
Yeah.
somewhere looking at a bird or watching animals go by.
Yeah. How about that God's will? Do you have that? Something like a giving up to God and then resigning yourself?
I do,
Hmm.
and it comes in the form of, you know what, let it go.
Ah, this too shall pass. That's it. Let go.
Yeah.
That's very simple. How you are saying. That's good.
Because I can analyze and make everything complex,
Mm,
but sometimes I have to give myself a mental break where it's like, you
Yeah.
know what, it doesn't really matter. And I don't really like to say it doesn't matter because everything matters in one way or another.
Yeah.
But me trying to control the outcome of it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
This too shall pass. Right?
Mhm.
And once you remember that, even the middle of the crisis, people kind of bear down and let it go. And just remembering that helps them to encounter what is happening. See, my thing is, Andre Paul, about bringing the awareness to the front, then analysis about it. Because I then become consciously choosing my thoughts, which one I want to follow, which one I want to fulfill, and then end the thought and get out of the matrix of thought.
Hmm. That's a really simplified way to do it.
Yeah, no, I bring my awareness to the front in the morning and I continue that through the day. At the end of the day, if I have slipped on any occasions, I review them and bury them. So when I go to sleep, everything is vacated, all the thoughts and all that. I enjoy it really. It feels very light before I go to sleep.
I've gotten to a point because I work night shift.
Mm,
I work at night.
okay.
So when I get home, there's not really a thought on my brain.
Yeah.
I'm just sleepy.
Yeah.
And I usually end up sleeping about 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
And I get up around this time or a little later,
Yeah.
depending on how much sleep my body needs.
Yeah.
Because I have a pretty active job where I walk around all night. I'm lifting plates, I'm cleaning up,
Yeah.
I'm sweeping, like I'm moving all night.
All night. Yeah. Yeah,
So
it is tough if you're a morning person. Is much I know about that because I'm a morning person. I took the night calls as a doctor. It's a common thing, right? And I hated them. I never liked the night calls because I'm daytime. You give me 100 jobs, I will do very well. But nighttime, it's very tough. That's why I had to work actively to find out what is the quality sleep. And once I discovered that, still when I really slept 3 or 4 hours, also even now. Last night I had only 4 hours sleep by deliberate. I was working till 11, then I went to bed, and 3:30 I go over. But I'm completely charged because of this new way of sleeping, vacating my mind, completely going into our being and staying there and sleep. No dreams, nothing.
oh yeah, that's actually kind of the way I do it because I have the kind of mind that if I'm not tired, I'm not sleeping.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Body gets tired and then it wants to rest. That's one thing. But mind also wants to be awake while sleeping. That is the dreams. That's what we have to figure it out during the day. Being attentive, you may not have so many dreams. Anyway, go ahead, tell me.
Especially with the way that I work now,
Mm,
because my mind will just click off.
yeah.
It's like I'll drive home
Mm.
and I joke about using my last brain cell to drive home. And once I make it home, everything cuts off.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it, though. Yeah.
I use my last little bit of function to get home.
Mm.
I'll get my pajamas. I'll get everything. I'll take care of the animals, and then
I
I'll
think
lay
you
down.
will like that driverless car. You don't have to even drive also. It will drive you home.
Oh yeah, I'd probably be asleep in the car.
Yeah. uh, I've seen the model, and it kind of feels weird because you are in front of the wheel and you feel like you're driving, and then but now nothing, it happens by itself. You can sit in the back seat also, pretty nice.
I think that might be
Yeah.
something to look into.
Yeah, it's kind of feels weird in the beginning, but once you just begin to enjoy your time, that feels very nice afterwards.
I think that would be good.
Yeah, if
And
you're in
something,
the San Francisco area, try it something. That will be good.
I'm in Georgia, so it's
Okay,
probably a
okay,
minute before they get over here.
yeah, okay. Yeah. They can get them though because this the act they did, Inflation Reduction Act, it has allotted billions of dollars to this solar and all the other power, right? And one of them is this electrical cars, and they're giving a big boost of that. And several areas in the world they are making these cars very economically, especially with the hydrogen, right? Initially, Elon Musk poo-pooed at the idea, no, no hydrogen, no water, no. But now he presented a vehicle completely run by water, bursting into hydrogen thing.
They finally released that car.
Yeah,
I
they did.
remember the first iteration of that. They ended up getting rid of the guy that created it, and then that's about 20 years ago.
No, no, last week he announced Elon Musk.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
this is
he
going to be
wanted to.
pretty deep because all these fossil fuels and all that. I'm really for that because I'm always an earth guy. I kind of die for that. So I'm going to buy that car the moment it is available. I think around 36,000 or something. So I will buy that car the moment it comes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to
Yeah,
know.
go and look it up. Elon Musk and hydrogen pump car. How he finally he was against it in the beginning. He thought he's all hogwash who cannot do it. But now he looked at it again, and then he was able to make the battery cell with the hydrogen, and now they're okay.
Whoa. We finally got the water
Yeah,
powered
I was
car.
very excited, like you, and I saw first time. I was very excited about it. Yeah,
That's neat.
yeah.
That's. I think I might have to invest in that working all night.
Yeah, just look it up. The recent story last week, I think, so it was very nice that they finally accepted that. And the solar also superior than solar, this battery, I think. So that's a very good news for us. Main thing is they don't have this combustion gases coming out of us. That way we can maybe purify the air finally and be happy with our earth. That's my thing.
I have to agree with you on
Yeah,
that as
yeah,
a farmer
yeah,
and somebody that tries to teach people how to grow
yeah,
sustainably at home,
yes, exactly,
like
exactly.
like
You know
like
what?
using
With
little
all this philosophy
scraps.
I talk about, half the time I spend for the earth.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's a kind of um, important thing, I think. So
Yeah, because if we don't help the earth, it won't stay around
stay
too
there.
much
Yeah.
longer.
And even though I was not into farming like you, but I grew up among the fields, among the trees, among the plants and all that. Rose gardens, our school college has this big campus, but then the dining hall is tiny, so we didn't want to stay in that big rush. So we went, worked out of there, and we have a rose garden there, and we have a small plants giving shade too. We used to sit there and have lunch every day.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't realize at the time how beautiful, how heavenly it was. But once we went to the, medical college and all that, then we really reminisced about that, and we really longed for that kind of atmosphere. As a farmer, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's always 10 to 15 degrees cooler
Yeah.
under
And
tree
and the
under
shade.
shade trees
Yeah.
versus concrete.
Yeah. I know we used to have this big neem tree in our backyard in my house, and that grew so high it came up to second floor, and we had a big balcony. There are independent houses there, there's a big balcony in the back too. So we used to go to the balcony, climb on the wall, and get on the tree and sit there and study.
That's a good way to study.
Yeah,
Get some
yeah.
air.
Yeah, no disturbance there, and then we were really happy. And then the shade was, like you said, it's a quality shade. It beats the air conditioner much better, you know, in summer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the things I've been working on lately is
Mm.
showing people how to use kitchen scraps
Yeah,
to grow their herbs and the things they like to season their food with.
exactly. Yes. Yeah, I want my patients to do that compost. Okay, go and dig a hole in the back and put all the scrapings in there and forget about them for 3 months. And then when you get the real manure, like a fertilizer, it's glorious. We used to do that in India. Chrysanthemums, right? The flowers. 1,000 flowers over one pot. I'm not kidding with you. The number more than that maybe. Really? And then we
Wow.
used to keep them on the top of the balcony so that people can see on the road going there. And they used to come and stare at them. How many flowers in one pot?
Then you get the natural pollinators.
Yeah,
Because I'll sit there and just watch
yeah,
bees, different kinds of bees and
yeah,
wasps just float around. And it's kind of like a meditation.
yeah. And then glorious photographs. If you want to picture them in the natural interaction, different colors, different shapes. There's a song I used to like that was in Indian language. The man looks at this beauty everywhere and says, "Who is this painter?
Mm.
Got me this beautiful picture of the nature." And he describes about this pollen, this butterflies with their glorious wings and all that. But nowadays we can capture them in a big time, and then the magnified view is fantastic.
It is.
Yeah,
Sometimes I like to paint
yeah,
and I'll get frustrated because I can't duplicate the colors that I find.
yeah. That's when they say, "Who is this painter? Who has done this so much magnificent job?" The song goes like this: "Ekaun chitrakar hai." Chitrakar means painter. Chitra means the photos, right? Kar means the one who makes these paintings. And he's wondering, who is this beautiful world's responsibility? Who is this painter? And he goes on in so many ways. But it's a very wonderful, inspiring song.
I'll have to look that up. What's the name of it?
The singer is Mukesh, Mukesh.
Okay.
And then it comes in Hindi language, but you can see the English lyrics and English meaning in that. Maybe I'll find it and send it to you. Okay?
If you can, that'd
Yeah,
be great.
I will. If I find it, if I have a translation, I'll send it to you. Okay? I'll DM you here. Okay?
Okay. Well, thanks, Dr. Rao. I just wanted to pop in for a moment.
Thanks, Wandering, for coming up. But still, I think analysis is paralysis. Just kidding. Don't worry.
It can get that way.
Yeah,
And that's where I have to hit that point of, you know what?
that's true.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah. No, you can analyze with the benefit, but then if you get caught only in that, then you'll be paralyzed. Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, I've experienced it where I just get stuck with too
Exactly.
many
Yeah.
concepts.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed, if I get stuck, I'm
Mhm.
analyzing too many other people's opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Not is your own innate thing that is coming out. That's the intuition when it comes out from you. Yeah,
Yeah, but the more I just sit with self
yeah.
and in the quiet of it, I get a better
The
understanding of
ancient
everything.
wisdom calls this self-knowledge, sitting with yourself and knowing it, understanding it, what thoughts I'm having, what feelings I'm having, what conclusions I'm having. And that is staying apart from it and observing and learning from it, not from anybody else's books or talks or anything. No, by yourself. This is the meditative awareness that the ancients went into. They didn't depend upon the previous knowledge of anybody. Just spontaneously from there, they talked to the universe and got the answers, and they were wonderful.
You know what?
Mhm.
I didn't know that it was an ancient practice,
Yeah, it
but
is.
it was kind of something that I had to learn on my own because other people's opinions are confusing for me.
Yeah, that's not truth. Not truth for you because it is not revealed to you or you found it. It's like a repetition of whatever they are saying.
Yeah. So when I sit with self
Mhm.
and I kind of notice where I'm feeling things in my body and I
Yeah.
notice how my
I
breath
just
is
put an
changing.
article on that, Wandering Fool, on Abide as Self
Okay,
in my
can you
LinkedIn.
send it to
Yeah,
me?
LinkedIn. It is there on the LinkedIn. Let me see whether I have it on. I'll put that also along with that song. I'll put that article link also to you. Okay. But you're right. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I
Oh,
just
you're fine. It's like I have to notice where I'm holding things in my body,
yeah,
and I tend to take those deep sighing breaths.
yeah.
Like I'll randomly catch myself and I'll just sigh.
That's it.
And where I'm holding it, it releases.
Yeah.
And another thing that I really get into when I get kind of funky in the mood
Hmm.
or I feel funky in the body, I'll start dancing and singing.
Yeah, yeah. That is wonderful because there is scientific evidence also when you move the body, how it influences your psyche. That is very much known now. But people, there is a what is called laughter yoga. In that,
Oh,
you will
yeah.
be laughing and also moving the body, and then see what is happening with your chemistry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because there was this thing about emotional intelligence where they
yeah.
were telling people to sit with their emotions.
Mhm.
And me being analytical, I was literally trying to sit
Yeah.
in the emotion and it wasn't moving. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this isn't working. I gotta move.
Yeah, that is something giving analysis to the emotions. No, stay with the emotion and let it go. Then it becomes from ET to ST, spiritual uh, coefficient. We have the IQ, EQ, and SQ, where you are also studying emotions from far distance.
And when you say from far distance,
Yeah,
that's like being the observer of what's going
that's
on.
it. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Not in a physical distance, but you have some gap between that and all. Not that you should not express your emotions and feel and enjoy. Not that, but you really know emotions are also happening to me. Who is that me? I am the awareness. Establishing that you enjoy thinking, you enjoy thoughts, but you are intentional about it. That's the all the difference that makes.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Because sometimes when I'm sitting in my car getting ready to go into work, I
Mm.
tell myself, we're going to have a great day.
Yeah. Intentionally you can have that because I always talk about this. Be in awareness and be intentional about your thought, conscious about thought. The more you are aware, the more you're conscious, the more the thoughts will take positive psychology thing. That's what we want to employ now. Why do you have to deal with only negative emotions and then stick with them and brand people? Why can't we give them this power of projecting positive thought by intention and manifesting it too?
Yeah, it's one of those things that I really work on the daily,
Mm,
where even if things are going crazy, because I'm a waitress, so
mm.
sometimes it may get busy, some days we're slow,
Yeah,
but in that, if I feel myself getting frustrated or I
yeah,
feel like customers being mean,
yeah,
I intentionally go back to, we're having a good day.
yeah.
Your interaction with this person is only going to last an hour tops.
Yeah, and the interaction is at the thought level, not at your awareness level. Then you separate yourself from the thought to the awareness, being aware of that what you're trying to do. you are trying to be aware of the situation and are really positively feeding yourself like this may pass, or this is not really me, it is happening to me. That's okay, I can handle it.
Yeah, because it's only the experience in the moment.
Yeah. I teach this reaction versus responding to physicians who are burned out. Or, burning out. We say, kind of tell them, don't react to everything emotionally like that, as though it's the end of the world. Ego is doing that to you, but otherwise, you can say, I can respond to this. I tell you a situation happened. One of my patients got mad with my nurse, and I own the clinic. Mine is a private practice, right? So we have to bend over backward to please the patient as a private practice. Otherwise, they will walk and they will take so many patients away from us. So that is there too. But also, I don't want my patient to be hurt in any way. So I kind of always take my patient side when something happens in the hospital. Or that's my nature, patient advocate, right? So he comes and he complains, oh, this nurse tried to draw my blood and then she hurt me. See how it is. And all. She is showing me that. And some mistake happened. He bled a little bit. Nothing major damage happened to him, but he is emotionally hurt. I cannot say, I just take it easy and go home. I have to resolve that. Otherwise, I will not be pleasing my customer. You understand as a waitress how you have to be with the customers, right? Then
Right.
then I cannot go and take it out on my nurse either, because she has been loyally working for me for years and she doesn't want to hurt patients deliberately. Maybe that's not her day, something went wrong. You have to give her that room, right? So, but if I don't talk to her, then she may not realize the mistake she did and she may not do anything. So I go and bring her privately and ask her, this man is upset. What happened? What happened? Then once I come to know that she tried to, but something happened, then I will go and talk to the patient and say, I apologize that it happened to you, but she doesn't mean to do that, and next time will be better. That way, I'm responding to the situation, but not reacting emotionally and take it out on the patient or on the nurse. Even though I'm the boss and everything, I can do it. That's not it. See, I'm not the role of the boss. I'm the human being there. So this is what I teach my doctors. Don't react for everything emotionally, but respond to that. Yeah, go ahead.
See, that was one of my biggest things. And I was wondering why I stayed so burned out and tired. I was having emotional reactions to things.
Yeah.
And I can't sustain high emotion for a long period of time. Like I have to come back to balance.
Yeah.
Because if I'm off balance, my sleep is bad, my food is bad, like everything just goes bad.
Yeah. That is why they said if you are angry, if you hurt other persons or not, they may ignore you and go. But you will definitely hurt yourself, because your chemical, humoral, complex release is not good for your healing effect and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something I started to notice, and it was very superficial,
Mm.
but I started to notice when I was in those high emotion states,
Mm.
my face would break out and
Yeah.
my hair would fall out. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you have vasodilation, you have all the chemicals going in there and doing havoc with your body. Yeah, definitely.
I was like, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
So I had to learn to kind of just look at the scenario.
Yeah.
And oftentimes when things go on, I
Yeah.
get quiet first.
Yeah. Try this one, Rickford. In those times when your emotions are raw and I'm not saying to deny them, but what I'm saying is be aware of it. Don't think about it. Be aware of it. And when as you are aware of it, the intensity will go down. Anger, so okay, you feel jealous or anything. If you are aware, that means you are not allowing your thought matrix to analyze it and take it further. Rather, you are observing it as though another object, even though it is subjective experience. That's where the ancients really excelled about subjective experiential science. And these people, these monks, they brought in for experiments, and they found them, the prefrontal cortex really on blaze. then they know this guy is very happy with us because he doesn't know all this neuroscience and everything. But he was brought in because he was able to really focus on one thing and really be awareness in the front and the thinking to the back. And that awareness is so explored in them, they are naturally happy.
I'm going to take that to work with me tonight.
Yeah, it's all neuroscience. Now, no, we know the knowledge. How, see, what it is we have the brain stem for, heart rate and vital centers, right? The temperature and all that. That will go on. But then we have the limbic system, and that limbic system is the emotional, sensory reactions and all that. That also, according to the danger, they react. But now, that system we are using for the small dangers, not like a tiger coming along. And then there is the prefrontal cortex for the human being that is there, but is hardly lit up by many people. They are all still in the limbic loop. These emotional reactions and all that, they fortify themselves. What's this? Yeah. I'll get up into the.
I have those moments sometimes where I have to tell myself, "You're not being chased by a predator."
Yeah, yeah.
Just an angry enemy.
Yeah. Other simple thing is for that the sympathetic tone will increase with that limbic system stimulation, where all the stress hormones are secreted, right? So I have to take them actively for the antidote of parasympathetic nervous system, which kind of rest and digest system. That is the one by deep breathing. So that's why such an importance for the deep breathing, so that you can fortify your parasympathetic nervous system, vagus now, right? So the more you do the deep breath, the more it will be activated. It will come to it. In the morning routine, I do with my friends who have come with me, and then my students in the wellness club, I emphasize greatly on the deep breathing. At least 1 minute stop every hour and take deep breaths. I tell them 1 minute, that's enough.
I can do that.
Yeah. Try that and see what it does. But try that without thinking anything. Just be there and complete relaxation, especially when you're breathing out. Breathe out all the toxins, thoughts, and everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Dr. Rao.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you again.
Thanks for coming up. It's a nice discussion we had, right? So,
right.
Yeah. Wonderful. Very good. Okay. What is the time now? 2:45. I will be here till 3. If anybody has any further contributions to both Mabel and Wonderful, they're wonderful. And anybody else wants to come up, I'll be happy to engage them in whatever they want to talk about. See, we were talking about how to be peaceful. One formula is it's okay if I have less than others. I have less burden. Look at that way. It's okay if somebody is ahead of me and number one in whatever, in exams, in job performance, in whatever. Let me do my best. That is my excellence. And let me not compromise on any of my effort. But beyond that, don't expect anything as a result. That will be good to not to be comparing yourself to anybody. Then whatever you do will be the excellent work. And then maybe other people are trying to argue with you and other, let them stay with their will and let it go. And finally, what works for me is Ishvarecha. Ishvara means God, God's will. Everything is God's will. That's how I took whatever happened in my life, either good or bad, is will of the divine. It's telling us to learn from it. I take it, and serve other people too. And also, we always say Ishvara Prasada, God's offering. Whether it is good or bad, take it like that. And then if it is good, okay, don't be too proud about it. But if it's bad, learn from it. That's how really it won't be the mental burden otherwise. Okay. So that's why I thought this equation, how to be peaceful, as I heard it, I thought this was really something I should share with my friends. That's why I came up. And um, as we were talking about reacting to everything, stems from a lot of these things too. If we say, if we come out with an attitude of, I should have the best beach home in Florida, and if I get some other house in Iowa in the middle of the winter, you can feel bad about it that they have better house than I. I have visited my friends who are in Florida, and they have glorious balconies and other independent houses and all that. So I got up in the morning and I found that balcony very inviting to do my yoga, and I enjoyed my yoga there, and I made that ambience my riches, you know. And they all came and they were looking at me. They said, "Can you teach us too?" I kind of showed them some things too. So it's a question of attitude. So instead of thinking, "Oh, we don't have this kind of house in Iowa," you won't have that kind of house in Iowa anyway. Everything is open. Everything it's like in India, tropical, right? So they have some iron grills to the windows, but still fresh air is coming in. That reminded me back home, in India. But that's okay. But we have fun in Iowa also. We take walks on the river dike, and we walk in the forest preserve completely bundled up, and we play in the winter. So many ways we celebrate winter also here. So it's not a question of not the circumstances, it is how we approach to the less or more in our life. Or are we, if we calculate like I'm better than somebody or I'm worse than somebody, all this last is not okay comes, right? So that is not. And don't argue, but enlighten each other if you have a discussion. It's not important that you win. If has a viewpoint, maybe let it go. Let him have that. So the last thing is everything God's giving, God's offering. Okay. So that's what I thought it made a lot of sense to me. And uh, hopefully that helped you to understand some things. And you don't have to take them personally and react, but respond to those things. Okay. It's not intended to point out anybody. It's like a human beings, human condition have these things. And that's all we are talking about. Okay. Thank you. And I will take leave now, maybe eat something and drink something and get ready for my meeting. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you again later. Bye bye.